Okay, this is my very rough draft of my persuasive speech. Imagine you're at your house, you're sleeping. You're awakened by the sound of a smoke alarm. You jump out of bed. Your first thought, my family. You run into the hallway. 3 steps in, you take a breath of smoke. You fall to the ground. You can't move. You hear people yelling. You hear sirens. You can't do anything. I've been a firefighter for over 25 years, and I've seen several people that have passed away in house fires because they did not have a plan to escape. It is essential that we have a fire safety plan. Today, I'm going to talk about the need for a fire safety plan. I'm going to talk about what we should be including in that fire safety plan. I'm going to talk about why we should be practicing this plan. Okay, why do we need a fire safety plan? According to the U.S. Fire Administration, over 70% of fire deaths occur in residential homes. This means that you're more likely to die in a fire in your home than anywhere else. Too many people die in house fires because they did not take the time before the event to plan an escape. When panic sets in, you fall back on what you know. And if you didn't have a plan and you don't have anything to fall back on, you won't know what to do. You won't be thinking clearly. So you need this plan in place to protect the people that are closest to you. That would include your family, your friends, your roommates, any visitors. They all need to be safe. And now that I talked to you about the need for a fire safety plan, I want to talk about what you should be including in this fire safety plan. So number 1 is smoke detectors. Sounds simple, but smoke detectors are essential. The New York State Department of Health states that the presence of a working smoke alarm in a home reduces the risk of dying by 50%. So just by simply putting smoke detectors in your home, you've increased your chances of survival in a fire by half. That's wonderful. So another thing to consider is, where do I put these smoke detectors? The recommendation is you put them on each floor, you put them in every sleeping room, and then you put them in a hallway outside all the sleeping rooms. You need to have 2 ways out of every room that you're in, including your bedroom. If you're trying to leave, you hear the smoke alarm, you're trying to leave, and that door is too hot, or if there's smoke or flames, you shut that door and you find a different way out, and it's probably the window. And unless you've thought about it beforehand, you're not going to think to go to the window. So if you don't go out that door, make sure it's shut. Another thing that people need to really realize is, when you go to bed at night, shut your bedroom door. Shut the doors in your house. That stops fire spread. And it's the smoke and the gases that get you. Even ready.gov says smoke and toxic gases kill more people than flames do. And I brought a PowerPoint with me that shows this very simply. The fire spread, and just the simple act of shutting your doors at night when you go to bed can save it. So here's the picture of a house fire that we just did as a practice burn. So we poured gas and diesel fuel in this room, and you can see it's blackened. This whole room just burned up, and this was in a house. And now I want to show you the bedroom next door. Click. Bedroom next door, this is the door to it. And it's got, you can see there's charring, the top of the door is starting to peel away, this door is destroyed. But here's the cool part. This is what it looks like when we open that door. The carpet is clean, the walls have hardly any soot on them. So the chances of survivability in this room with the door shut, as opposed to this room, and also I'll show you a picture of the kitchen, that the door was not shut to the kitchen, and that has a lot of smoke damage. You wouldn't survive in the kitchen, you wouldn't survive in that room, but this room, you would have plenty of time to get out a window. Shut that off. Now, escaping the house is important. Having that door shut, that extra time, that's important as well. Another thing you want to include in your plan is once you get out of the house, where are you going to go? Are you going to keep running because you're scared? If everybody knows where they're going, when I grew up, we all planned to meet at the mailbox. That was far enough away from the house that everybody would be okay. Other people, they plan to meet at a neighbor's house and call 911. Whatever it be, make sure that everyone that's staying in that house knows where you're going. It's so important. When the fire department shows up, they want to know, is everybody out of the house? And if you had 5 people there, you got 3 people at your meeting spot, you're going to tell the fire department, hey, there's 2 people. That puts them in a different state of mind. If you've got everybody out of the house, it puts them in a lot safer place. So it's essential that you have a meeting spot in your fire safety plan. So now that I talked to you about what to include in that fire safety plan, I want to talk about why you should be practicing this plan. So if you practice your fire safety plan, that's what you're going to do in an emergency. Everyone will know what to do and where to go when things go bad. The National Fire Protection Association recommends that you practice your fire safety plan twice a year and making the drill as realistic as possible. So you say your clock's back twice a year. That's a great time to check your smoke detector batteries and practice your fire safety plan. And that's not just sitting and talking about what you're going to do. Actually walk through what you're going to do. If you can't go through this door because it's too hot, how are you going to get out? I'll go out that window. Are you too high? Are you on the 2nd floor? Do you need a ladder? And then talk about how you're going to get places. You can go through your house pretty easily right now, but try shutting your eyes and walking to the kitchen and not bump into anything. When you can't see, everything seems strange to you and it's very hard to realize where you're at. So if you practice this, it's going to come natural to you. So you're going to want to update your plan. Your kids get older, you switched rooms, you have new people in the house, you put an addition on. All these things are changing, so any changes that occurs, revisit your plan. It's a very important thing to do. Now today, we talked about the need for a fire safety plan. We talked about what to include in that fire safety plan. And then we talked about the importance of practicing that plan. You need to have a fire safety plan when tragedy strikes. So today, I want everybody to go home and talk with the people at their house. Come up with a fire safety plan. Practice it, and it will reduce the risk of you or your loved ones dying in a fire. And that way, when someone wakes up to smoke alarms going off, they will know exactly what the safest thing to do is.